Hi and welcome to TMG Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Season 5 of Game of Thrones. This season, more than any other, has taken a long time to get going. And it wasn't just like it was filler, because they had to set up all these pieces so they could have the payoffs later on in the season. But it just made the first part of the season just feel like really dialogue heavy. You felt like not really much was happening. But they more than made up for it in the final 3 episodes. I mean, like, every single episode just something big happened, or even sometimes a couple of quite big things happen. I mean, the Battle of Hardhome was probably one of the best sequences of the whole season, when we finally got to see the show's real villain, the Night's King and the White Walkers, and it just sort of shows you who the real enemy of the show is. I mean, all these people are going to have to end up coming together eventually to face this army. Because the Night's King can just, with one raise of his arms, can just bring all the people that have been killed in a battle back to life, and then they're instantly join his army and his numbers just constantly increase. So I mean, how are you supposed to take someone like that out? I mean, it's scary and yeah, it's kind of cool, but how are they going to defeat this guy? The show just continues to look amazing and epic in its scope. The CGI that they use for like the dragons and the direwolves, I mean, it all just looks really good. It looks like something out of a movie. I mean, yeah, there's that one sort of scene where Daenerys climbs on the dragon. It doesn't look too great, but I didn't care. I've waited like 5 seasons for Daenerys to finally like fly with the dragon, and yeah, it was just such a cool sequence. I mean, him coming down, saving her, rescuing everyone when it just felt like it was going to be sort of another Red Wedding situation. They were completely surrounded, they'd been trapped, and yeah, it was just so good. Speaking of Daenerys, where the hell is she? I mean, I thought when you see her sort of land and you see Drogon and he's not looking too clever, you're not sure if he's dying or he's just sort of tired from flying and the battle, sort of recovering. I'm not really sure what's going on with him. I was like, Daenerys is in Westeros. It really looks like she's in Westeros. I was half expecting her to look sort of over one of the hills and see like the Eyrie or something. And then you start to see all like the Dothraki tribes start to appear and just they all come out of nowhere. And it seems to be like this whole Khalazar. And you just sort of think like, right, well, I don't have a clue where she is now. And now you've got Tyrion, who sort of seems to be running Meereen now since Daenerys has disappeared. She's flown off on the dragon, no one knows when she's coming back. So he's sort of left to run Meereen with Grey Worm and Miss Sandy. I mean, Peter Dinklage just steals every scene he's in. The conversation between him and Daenerys earlier on in the season was amazing. I mean, I'd have been happy to watch them two talk for just an entire episode. I thought it was that good. Arya has been learning the ways of the Faceless Men, and now she's like a badass. I mean, just the way she's taken out Meereen in the final episode, just in like full-on assassin mode. But she wasn't supposed to kill Meereen. That wasn't who the Faceless Men had asked her to kill. She was meant to kill some like old, thin insurance guy who's been like robbing people. So now, as kind of a punishment, they seem to have taken her eyesight away from her. Arya's story is always one of the best ones in the show, and I'm just really looking forward to see where that goes now into the next season. Sansa is back in Winterfell. And a lot of the book readers weren't very happy about this because they swapped some characters around or something. So she was never meant to be in Winterfell. And I do sort of understand why they're annoyed. I mean, we'd sort of seen Sansa be a victim for so long, and then we've seen this sort of transformation at the end of last season where she come down all black, and we're just like, yeah, maybe we're going to get a different Sansa who's a bit more head smart, who can play the game a bit more. And then we just didn't. She sort of fell back into the victim. But she did have some cool moments. I mean, she definitely had more of a spine this season than she has had in previous seasons. And that was sort of really good to see, just sort of seeing her stick up for herself. I was kind of hoping she'd kill Ramsay in the finale, but that didn't happen. But who knows, she might get a chance next season. Or they might just end up giving that to Theon, I'm not sure. I did really like the sort of Theon Star Wars moment where Miranda's got the bow and arrow on Sansa and she's about to start hurting her, and he just goes all Darth Vader and like picks Miranda up and just throws her over the ledge. And it was good to sort of see Sansa and Theon actually on the same side again. And I like the sort of holding hands together where they jumped off the ledge to escape. Jaime and Bronn went to Dorne. The least said about that, the better. The one thing I will say is they killed Marcella. That's going to be an awkward boat journey for Trystane. The show actually managed to make me feel sorry for Cersei Lannister. I mean, I've got friends who have read the books and they sort of said like, yeah, you'll feel sorry for Cersei as the season goes on. And I was like, okay. And then she threw Marjorie in prison and I'm like, no, I don't think I will. But yeah, I mean, that last episode, you'd have to be quite heartless. When she had to do like her walk of shame, I genuinely did feel sorry for her character. And I've not liked her for 5 seasons. I wonder if they could do the same for Ramsay. No, probably not. Am I the only person thinking that Melisandre, the Red Woman, has been sort of screwing Stannis over this whole time? I mean, she got him to make a smoke baby to kill his brother Renly, and then she convinced him that he needed to burn his daughter Shireen, who's like one of the sweetest kids in the show. Sorry, Ollie, but nobody likes you. It's like she's been trying to take out all the possible heirs of the throne before sending Stannis into a battle that he really didn't stand much of a chance in. I mean, when you seen all that military formation going around him and they were just all stood about like they were at a festival, and you just knew it weren't going to end very well. Finally, Jon. I got more behind his character in this season than I have in any other, and I think that's probably to do with Hardhome. I mean, the Battle of Hardhome, you just sort of was really rooting for him. And I mean, how cool was it when he killed the White Walker with Longclaw and just the blade didn't smash? But then all the brothers of the Night Watch turned on him and they all just started stabbing him, and then Ollie came in for the final blow. I really can't stand that kid. Is this the last we see of Jon Snow? It's looking like it, but I don't know, I'm not convinced. Also, where the hell is Gendry? Is he still paddling that boat? Anyway, I would love to hear what you thought of Season 5 of Game of Thrones. Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, thanks for watching.